What's up, everybody? Happy early Halloween and welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by a beach bum, John Luke, Mr. Scampers himself in the flesh, and our great friend, Britt Flinn, the unicorn. Britt, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. This is a fun group. Always without the costumes just make it even better.
That's the nicest adjective anybody's ever said.
We were supposed to wear costumes today.
Yeah, Joey. No one sent you the memo, Joey.
No,
Britt. That the unicorn onesie, A+, and then the bright blue lipstick, A++. Just absolutely killing it down there. We got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Alazar with an emoji that I can't see. Hope it's not an eggplant. Thanks for joining us, Alazar. We got Craig stopping by in the chat. Said aside from being otherwise awesome, Britt is making her fourth FYF appearance and third game show appearance today. Looking for that first dub. 0-1 in Fortune. Britt, you like your odds in spooky-themed Fantasy Fortune today?
I hope so, because I'm tired of being the bridesmaid and never the bride. So
today's your wedding. Congratulations.
I hope so.
We got Jay
had his later or last week.
I got mine now. It's Britt's turn.
Jay stopping by with werewolf, bar mitzvah, spooky, scary boys becoming men becoming wolves.
Lots of words Jay. There.
Yeah. Dustin in here with hashtag Team Joey. As always, we get it. You like Joey. Dame in the chat with yo, FYF friends.
Yo.
What
hey,
up,
baby?
Dame? We got
it's my wife. I get to call her that, right?
I'm not sure. Mr. Scampers calls her baby. He might be the only one. Scampers stopped by and said, good golly, it's almost Halloween, FYF fam. Scampers, what are you doing in the chat and on the
Halloween?
I know.
And Scampers loves your costume, Joey.
I should do the Scampers look.
We got Victor.
Like every photo.
Yes, love the costume. As a Pokemon fan, love your costume, Simon. I'm not gonna lie. I listened to the Pokemon theme song on repeat like 5 times in the shower this morning. And if you haven't listened to it in a while, there's a whole verse you forgot. I promise. You're gonna think the song's over, and then all of a sudden they're gonna be like, yeah, and just roll into verse 2, and you're not gonna know what hit you. Scott Fish stopping by said, I'm watching on 2 accounts to help your numbers. Heck yeah, Scott. Everybody watch on 2 accounts to help our numbers. And we got our friend Pat in the chat saying, honestly, can't pick who dressed best. Y'all killed it. When Joey popped in for the first time this morning, I just got the giggle so hard. He looks so cute. Doesn't he? Just cute.
My wife, she said, keep the makeup on.
The Darius likes it as well. Says, good afternoon, all. I cannot wait to see Joey and Cats Off Broadway next month. Joey, what role are you playing?
Oh God, Mr. Mistopheles, isn't that his name?
Of course. I was.
If you guys, I honestly, I was really close, and you guys wouldn't know the difference. I don't know why I said, is that close? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't have named a single Cats character. I was just trying to put you on the spot to see if you could do it.
Take the wonder.
Chris down here with unicorns rule. Indeed, they do. And Albert with the hello, everyone. What's up, Albert? Welcome in. Glad to have you. And Mrs. Scamper stopping by saying, tell that cat on screen he needs to fix our litter box after last week. Joey had a bit of a litter box issue, if I remember correctly.
Catnip, Friskies, and like some wet food. Just had a big blowout.
Bad combo.
Yeah.
Well, guys, today we brought Britt here to play our Halloween edition of Fantasy Fortune. Mr. Scampers, a.k.a. Joey himself, put together a spooky edition of this game. I'm going to explain how it works here ever so shortly, and then we'll get started. Before we do that, though, a couple reminders, though. First and foremost, if you're not following our guest, Britt, you need to go follow her right now. You can find her on X at Britt_Flinn. And then check out the awesome content she's creating right now as well. Britt's Fantasy Blitz is live at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Fridays. You can catch her and the whole squad for Lighting Around Fantasy Tuesday at 1 p.m. And then if you need those last-minute start-sit decision questions as well, you can find her live with John and Pemba at 9 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday. This is all through that Fantasy Alarm family. And then after you do that, after you follow Britt, head on back over here, take a peek at our costumes, put in the chat who your favorite is, and then subscribe to our channel at Front Yard Fantasy. Hit that notification bell. It's the easiest way to show your support for what we're doing and the easiest way to make sure that you don't miss us live every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time and every random time whenever we decide Jalen and I want to break down trade values or Joey decides that he wants to sing a number from Cats for you. To make sure you don't miss those items.
It's in his contract.
All right. Well, with that being said, Let's get into our game. The game today is Fantasy Fortune. If you've never played with us before, this is going to look a lot like the popular TV show Wheel of Fortune, but with a fantasy and NFL twist. Instead of spinning a wheel, contestants are going to be answering 50-50 NFL or fantasy-related trivia questions. Something along the lines of, who scored more PPR points in Week 7? DeAndre Hopkins or Jacoby Myers? If you get the question right, you'll get to guess a letter that you think appears in the puzzle. For every instance of that letter that shows up, you are going to earn $500 into your round bank. Now, you can do this up to 3 times in a row on your turn. That is, get a question right and get a letter right. After that 3rd time, you'll have 5 seconds to solve, but we are going to move on to the next contestant. Good news, though, you will bank all of that money. So if you're just killing the trivia, you can still earn money without solving. During your turn, there are 2 other actions you can take besides just answering questions and guessing letters. You can choose to buy a vowel at any time before a question has been asked, as long as you have $500 saved up in your round bank. Vowels will cost $100 per instance that they show up. You can also choose to solve the puzzle at any time before a question has been asked. This will put all of the money in your round bank into your total bank or $1,000, whichever one is higher. We'll go like this till we run out of puzzles, run out of time, or run out of costume changes, at which point the person with the most money is our Fantasy Fortune champion. And we will have your Kohl's Cash faxed to you within 48 All Hallows Eves. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's get into it.
Absolutely ready. I'm hosting. That's right. So the order today will be in the order that I thought of the puns. So Brittle, Bones, Moon, and then Jack-o'-lantern. Definitely the weakest of the puns, I would say, but I really could not come up with anything for JL. Chat, get back to me with what a better JL spooky pun would be. But all the puzzles today are all spooky. They're all spooky. A lot of them are puns, but I'll describe them as they go along. The first one's a spooky toss-up. This will be a straight-up NFL player name. It's just kind of a spooky name. It's just an NFL's true name. There's no puns, but it's still kind of spooky. So I'll reveal letters about 5 seconds at a time. Starting. Everybody understand?
Yep. And a reminder to everybody playing out of the chat, either have it full screened or be over in that private chat. And a reminder to everybody in the chat, play along with us. If you think you know the answer, throw it in there. We'll shout you out if you're right.
Before I get to the toss-up, I want to shout out Victor in here saying, Joey, I traded for T. Higgins in 2 leagues. Let's go.
Hashtag second half T to the moon, baby.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I'll start revealing letters in 3, 2, 1.
Simon.
Oh
I heard Simon first.
Darius Slayton.
Simon, that is absolutely correct. It is Darius Slayton. Slate a vampire. There we go. Good job, Simon. You're going to get $500 and you'll get to go first in the next round. I wanted to quickly bring up what our trust is in this New York Giants passing offense. Britt, I'll go to you first, even though Simon answered it correctly. Is there anyone in this passing offense that you are willing to trust right now?
I mean, I think that you could trust Darren Waller as long as Tyrod Taylor is throwing in the ball. When Daniel Jones comes back, I don't know if you can, because it seems like Taylor has been the better one at distributing the targets. And when he's been in, Waller's been the guy. Daniel Jones just can't get it going.
Yeah, chat was all over this. Darius Slayton. Victor saying Raheem Mostert. No.
I was trying to make Darnell Mooney fit in there so hard.
Mooney. That's a good
just
one.
Because I saw the moon in my name. I was like, oh, Darnell fits. But it would have had to be Mooney.
Yeah.
No,
we'll be doing
That's
a lot of that
honestly
today,
a way
guys.
better name. Way better name than just Darnell Mooney.
We should call him.
All right, guys. Well, let's load up the second puzzle. And the category will be Spooky Player Film Mashup. So this is a player's name mashed up with a movie, like we've done a lot with the player film mashup, but with a little bit of a hint for you, it's a scary movie mashup. It's Halloween. That's what we're doing here today. All right. So Simon, you answer that first. So you get to go first. Would you like a question or do you think you can solve?
First, I'd like my money. And then I'd like a question.
Let me just bank that for you.
You're good.
First, I'd like my money.
Like my money.
Simon, there we go.
Cat better have my money. I'll take a question.
All right. The first category we're going to be dealing with today is PPR fantasy point leaders. I'll give you 2 players, and you tell me which one is leading this season in PPR fantasy points. The points will be PPR. That's point per reception, PPR fantasy points. All right. First 2 players. Simon, who has more PPR fantasy points this season? Zach Moss or Tyreek Hill?
Oh, disgusting. Zach Moss is doing way better than you would think, but it's Tyreek Hill still.
It is Tyreek Hill, the number 1 player, positional player in PPR. Simon, what letter would you like to guess?
I would like a T, as in taco.
He is in taco. There are 3 T's. Now, Simon, that's going to allow you to either buy a vowel, you can solve, or you can take another question.
I'll take another question.
All right, and we're going to jump categories right away to a new category called the number 13. It's spooky number 13. I'm going to give you 2 players. You tell me which one of them wears the number 13. And I know, Simon, you love this category. First 2 players, Mike Williams or Keenan Allen. Which one of those wears the number 13?
It's not Keenan Allen. He wears 4, so it's Mike Williams.
It's actually Keenan Allen who wears number 13.
Team Rockets blasting off again.
That went so much better than I thought it was going to. Britt, we come to you. Do you think you can solve, or would you like a question?
No, I would like a question, please.
It's the worst.
All right. We're going to go back to PPR fantasy point leaders. 2 players. Who has more PPR fantasy points this season? Justin Jefferson or Christian McCaffrey?
It's Christian McCaffrey.
It is Christian McCaffrey, the number 1 running back right now. What letter would you like to guess?
I'm going to take an H.
All right. H is in Hank. There is 1 H.
Not where I was thinking it would be.
I'm going to have to give Simon a little bit of money here. That's going to give you, let's see here, $500, which will allow you to buy a vowel if you'd like to.
No, I'll just take another question.
All right. Next question. We're going to go to the number 13 once again. Britt, what 2 players? Chris Godwin or Mike Evans? Which one of those wears the number 13?
It's Mike Evans.
It is Mike Evans. That is a correct answer. That will allow you to guess a letter.
Let's do an S.
S for Sam. There are 2 S's. That's going to give you $1,000. That's your second correct question. So that's going to let you buy a vowel or take another question, or you can solve.
Let's buy an A.
An A for Apple. Ooh, there are 5 A's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to take $500 away from you, but that does give you $1,000. And
I will
support up a little bit for you.
Take a question, please.
All right, this will be your third and final question. If you do get this right, you will bank all of your money. We're going to go back to PPR fantasy points. Who has more PPR fantasy points this season? Stephon Diggs or Kyron Williams?
Stephon Diggs.
That is correct. Stephon Diggs does. If you get this letter correct, you'll bank all the money for the letter you correctly guessed. What letter would you have guessed?
An N.
N for Nancy. Ooh, there are 3 N's.
Dang.
It's going to get you $2,500, and I'm going to give you 5 seconds to solve.
Yeah.
All right. And I think I went out of order. I apologize, guys. JL, we're going to go to you next.
Okay.
On the screen, I went out of order, but that'll be a fun way to go. We'll go backwards. It's Halloween. We got to be spooky. Going backwards is sometimes spooky, children.
No rules.
JL, would you like to solve or would you like to take a question?
I can't solve, so I'll take a question.
Okay. All right. And PPR fantasy points. Which player has more PPR fantasy points this season? Isaiah Pacheco or AJ Brown?
Brown.
You are correct, JL. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with an M.
That'll be M for monster. All right.
But
I sniffed that word out. Simon, you had 1,500, correct?
That is correct.
All right. Now, JL, that allows you to buy a vowel, or you can solve or take another question.
Can I buy an E?
You can buy an E. You have $500. That allows you to do that. You have 3 E's. That's going to take you down to $200, but it opens the puzzle up a little bit for you.
I need another question.
All right, we're going to go to the number 13. They got number 13 questions. I didn't want to leave you out of the fun. JL, which player wears the number 13? Calvin Ridley or Christian Kirk?
Kirk.
That is correct, JL.
Ridley 0.
Ridley does wear a 0. I love it.
Oh, boy.
It's one of like 3 numbers I know is Calvin Ridley. I thought Keenan Allen was on that list, but apparently I know 2 of them.
Apparently Keenan Allen wears number 4.
I really thought he did.
Number 4. You're so confident about number 4.
I was so sure.
You were.
I was like, oh yeah, I got this one.
Oh gosh.
Oh, okay. All right. Settle down, chat. I'll take another question. No, wait, I get to guess a letter, don't I?
Yes.
I'll take a K.
Okay. There are 2 Ks. That's going to give you $1,000, JL.
Stink
I would like to
ass.
solve.
You stinky man.
Jason Kelsey takes Manhattan.
That is correct. Jason Kelsey does Manhattan. JL, have you watched
lineman in there?
Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan yet?
No, not Jason Takes Manhattan. I think I've seen the original one a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Everybody thought that was a fake movie last week.
You got to catch up to part 8, JL.
Mm-hmm.
What are you on? Like 6?
I don't know. I saw one of them. I think it was Freddy vs. Jason in theaters. And my mom never liked going to theaters when I was a kid. And I finally convinced her to go to theaters. And that was the wrong movie to bring her to. There was a lot of nudity.
Was there?
Yeah. I feel like everyone has to have like one core memory of watching a movie with your parents as a child that you definitely shouldn't have watched with your parents. It's like required by law.
I think we've talked about both Simon and I had a Bruno experience with parents. That was not good.
In between my parents at the movie theater watching that one.
And I between my dad and my friend's dad.
Hot. They did us dirty after Borat. We thought we'd be able to just sit down and enjoy it, but I guess not.
I went and saw Original Sin with my grandparents, which was like tons of Angelina Jolie and Antonio Banderas, like relations. It was very uncomfortable. My grandfather was having a great time. My grandma was
just smiling,
he was smiling the whole time. All right, guys, we're gonna jump right into the next puzzle. All right, get the third one. In this category, the chat did get this one, and they got it pretty quick.
Nice job, chat.
First,
I see Scampers in here.
Yeah,
Scampers.
Dustin almost had it with Dante Mapedis Takes Manhattan. Thought it was.
That would have been so much better than what I came up with.
Thought it was
Muppets some of these questions in between this round. Yeah, we got Andrew in here. Said Dynasty PPR. Would you send Hawkinson for Olave and a 2024 second? What do you think, Britt?
I'm really wary of sending off good tight ends, especially after he just got that big contract. So I don't think that I would do that personally, but I'm also very attached to my roster and it's hard for me to make trades anyway. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think I'm making this move. I understand. I love having a top tier tight end, but whenever I look at trades like this, I forget how much peace that brings me on my roster. And I just look at value because it does bring you peace when you're not trying to decide between Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, and Mike Gesicki sitting on your roster every Sunday. Like, who the hell's going to score a touchdown this week? But Olave, like a top tier young wide receiver, I think is enough for me. And I love TJ Hawkinson, but I don't feel like he's Travis Kelce in that he's volume proof with additions of wide receivers in that offense. Like Kelce, they could add whoever you wanted to that offense, and he's probably still going to be the top target. Hawkinson, I don't think is in that same category for me. So I'm willing to ship him off as long as the price is right and capitalize on his current role in that offense. Man, that's a tough one, though. It's a good trade, Spencer.
Yeah. All right, Spencer's got another one. Thoughts on Rachaad White versus the Bills or Henderson versus the Cowboys in a PPR league? Simon, where'd you fall on that?
Rachaad White's probably the safer play. There's just guaranteed volume that he's going to get. He'll probably get 10 to 12 PPR points. If Henderson's going to be the lead back there, then that's probably the ceiling play, but I'm not convinced that it's not going to be a Zach Evans week or a Royce Freeman week or somebody else that they're a Myles Gaskin week. I was reminded he is on the Rams team as well right now. So I'll probably just start Rachaad White.
Yeah, and the Bills were really good against the run, but since all those injuries to their defense, they've actually given up the second most rush yards per attempt, which is really good for a guy like White who doesn't necessarily spark efficiency confidence. And they've also allowed 5 receptions to the running back per game. So I like going with White today.
If you can make a speculative add to your fantasy leagues, if you've got an extra roster spot to play with, go grab Chase Edmonds. I truly believe that we have not seen the best running back for the Buccaneers this year. None of them look really that great. And they just activated Chase Edmonds from the IR. You can drop him if White goes off tonight or has a good game. But if White has another bad game, Chase Edmonds might get some work starting next week.
Did you guys see the rumors? This is only tangentially related. It's about teams that might need a new running back. That the Ravens reached out to the Titans about Derrick Henry.
That would be so insane.
Oh my God, that would be insane.
So, I mean, is the trade deadline 4:00 today? Or is it tomorrow? It's 4:00.
I think it's on Halloween.
Ah,
okay.
Spooky.
So we got a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe after this week we see it go down.
All right. We got another Hawkinson trade question. Should I trade Jacobs and Hawk for Brees, Ingram, and JSN? JL, what do you think there?
No, I don't like this trade. Unless you need running back and you have the depth behind Hawkinson and Jacobs to back this up. It's the only scenario I could see making this move for this value. Otherwise, I'd just be sticking with Jacobs and Hawk and trying to fill in wide receiver value.
Perfect. All right.
The JSN piece is tempting though.
Grabbing
him while his value is a little low. It's man.
And Brees's schedule coming up is so good.
It's not an anti-Brees take. Please, Brees, if you're listening, I believe in you. Please.
A reminder for everybody watching as well. We're going to keep answering questions throughout the show today in between rounds, but right after this, we will be live for Fantasy Football Office Hours on this channel, 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time, just long enough for us to go squeeze out the poop we've been holding this entire show. Then we'll jump back in there and answer your questions. So keep them coming in the chat, but if we don't get to yours, join us right after this where we're doing nothing but answering your questions.
Absolutely.
Just make sure to clean the litter box after.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Got to do that. I'm sitting in one right now. This is great. This next category is called Spooky Former Teammates. Now, these are going to be 2 players that were former teammates, but you've guessed it, there are spooky puns in their names. So 2 NFL players with spooky names that we made puns of that used to be former teammates. You guys got it.
Similar to like our puns, but with a full name.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
okay, cool.
Absolutely. That's a great way of thinking of it, Simon.
I'm in.
Simon, you're going to get to go first. JL answered the last one correctly.
Oh, yeah, and we're going backwards because it's scary. Mm-hmm. I will take a question, Joseph.
All right. Question. We're going to be PPR fantasy point leaders. Who has more PPR fantasy points this season, Simon? Puka Nacua or Kenneth Walker?
Both having very good seasons. Puka Nacua.
You are correct, Simon. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with P for Puka Nacua.
Okay.
Nice. Whoop. That's a wheel.
I did it.
Found it. Nope.
Damn it.
Nope, he's
finally figured it out.
All right, Britt, we're going to come to you. Question, or would you like to solve?
A question, please.
All right. We have to ask because it has been done before. PPR Fantasy Points, who has the more this season? Raheem Mostert or Nico Collins?
Oh, I've got to go Mostert.
You would be absolutely correct. And what letter would you like to guess?
I'm going to go with an N.
N for Nancy. You are correct. That's going to give you $1,000. It's going to either let you buy a vowel or take your next question, or you can solve.
I'll take my next question.
All right, new category. Everybody get excited. This category is, I know, it's called Monster versus NFL Player Height. I'm going to give you an NFL player and a monster, and you tell me who's taller. All right, so we have Frankenstein's monster or Tajay Spears.
Frankenstein's monster.
That's absolutely correct. Frankenstein's monster is 8 feet tall, and Tajay Spears is, I think, like 4'9". All right, yeah. You get to and you get to guess a letter. What would you like to guess?
A D.
D for dad.
Or dingo.
All right.
My baby.
Dingoes did it. That's a scary. That's not it. It is kind of scary having your baby. All right, Britt, that's going to give you $2,000. You can either buy a vowel or take your third and final question. If you get that right, you get to bank all the money you get.
Let's take one more question.
All right, we're going to go back to PPR fantasy points. And which player has more PPR fantasy points this season, Mike Evans or Travis Etienne?
Etienne.
That would be absolutely correct. Travis Etienne does have more. What letter would you like to guess?
I'm going to go with a T.
T for Tom.
T.
There are 2 T's. That's going to give you $1,000, and I'm going to give you 5 seconds to solve. Britt, you will get to bank all that money. And JL, we're going to come to you.
We are quickly falling behind. I'll take a question.
Oh, wow.
Right.
I don't have any money.
No.
JL, we're going to jump to monster versus NFL player
whatever
height.
Name is.
Tell me, which one of these is taller, the monster or the player? The monster is Jason Voorhees, and the player is Bryce Young. Which one's taller?
Voorhees.
You are absolutely correct. Jason Voorhees
Nice.
is 6'11". Bryce Young is 5'11".
Shorter than Jamie Lee Curtis.
5'11".
Jamie Lee Curtis isn't in here, but she should be, because she's the original Queen. All right, JL, what letter would you like to guess?
All right, let's go with an S for spooky.
It is a spooky day, JL.
Yeah, I got to remember
spooky S's.
I got to remember Jason Voorhees is 6'11" for whenever we do our horror movie fantasy team draft inevitably at some point. That dude's going to make a good quarterback or tight end out there.
Yeah, I did not know he was that big.
He's a very large man. Started off as a little boy, drowned in a lake.
Great cuts.
Monster. Yeah. All right. JL, that got you $1,000. You can buy a Val or you can take another question.
Let's take another question.
All right. We're going to go back to PPR fantasy points. Who has more PPR fantasy points this season? Keenan Allen or Calvin Ridley?
Keenan Allen.
You are absolutely 100% correct, JL. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with R.
There are 2 R's. That's going to give you an extra $1,000. You can buy Vals, or you can take your third and final question. If you get that right, you will get to bank the money.
I would like to buy an E.
You surely may. And right there. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 E's. 3, 4, 5, 6. And I need to take $600 away from you. I'll take you down to $1,400, but you are definitely still in the game here. Would you like to solve, or would you like a question or another vowel?
I would like to buy another vowel.
Okay.
An O.
Yeah, that's gonna help.
Yeah.
There are 4 O's. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't like how you all said that.
And we're dying over here, JL.
I would like to solve.
Go ahead.
Raheem Mostert and Deebo Samuel.
I'm going to give it to you, but it's Deebo Samuel because it's spooky, JL. Good job, my friend.
JL thought it was just
Deebo
Samuel.
It's just hyped. It's just how you say his name.
Oh, man, I messed my makeup up. Okay, JL, congratulations on answering that. So Deebo Samuel, he missed last week. He should hopefully be back on the field this week. Have we gotten news on that yet? Simon, do you know for sure?
Last I saw is that he was expected to play, but not a guaranteed, but I can double check.
But the bigger news in San Francisco is Brock Purdy is in the concussion protocol, and it looks like was it Sam? Oh God, I just spaced on his name.
Darnold.
Sam Darnold looks like he might be starting this week. Britt, how would you feel about Deebo Samuel if Sam Darnold was starting this game this week?
I don't like anything about it. I actually hate it, especially with that hairline fracture. Just don't like it. Actually, I'm showing on ESPN on Tuesday that he's already ruled out, that he's got an out designation.
Brock Purdy
so
does?
I guess
Deebo Samuel does.
Yeah.
Oh, Deebo Samuel does?
Yeah. So, but Sam Darnold was the one literally seeing ghosts, not just in New York, but in George Kittle's pool house, apparently. Like, this is not a guy that I trust throwing the ball to anybody. Yeah. I can't do it.
Maybe on Halloween weekend,
I was gonna
because
say,
he's seeing ghosts, it's the perfect time to start Sam Darnold.
Pierce the veil a little bit.
It's a sneaky start. Well, Simon, what about Raheem Mostert? How are you feeling about him this week?
Good. I'm going to feel good about Raheem Mostert until I don't. And he's going to decide that, not me. And that's going to be if he gets injured or if he starts looking like he's 31 years old and handling an absurd workload for a 30-plus-year-old running back. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the week where we start seeing the transition or some of the work start going elsewhere. But Devon Achane's still out. You just plug Mostert in at this point and roll with it until it doesn't work anymore.
What if Sam Darnold is really just Calabar?
Or
from Halloween Town,
or Calabar's son. This is Calabar's revenge coming back to get you, man. The whole NFL's about to turn gray.
It's gonna be a spooky day,
man.
Spooky Sunday.
Chat was breaking this one down pretty well, Tim, Raheem, and then he's like, "Oh wait, Monster."
Nailed it.
And Craig got Deebo Samuel, so they put it all together.
I was dying as soon as the vowels happened. I was like, "Oh my god, no!"
I was so afraid of messing it up.
T-Money, yo guys, I've been taking y'all's trade advice and it's changed my team all around.
Hopefully for the better.
Exactly what I was thinking too.
Follow up and let us know
Everything's
if it was for the better or worse. Rick Butt saying, I love Breece Hall even more since I got him in the FYF listener last week.
Yo, let me tell you what I'm pissed about. Stephon Diggs went for like $18 in our listener league. That's some baloney.
That's criminal.
That's criminal.
I
That's
hate our
absolutely criminal.
Bears
because you're dead.
Because I'm dead.
What's up, guys? Don't get to catch you guys live very often, but hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Hey, thanks, Bears.
What up, Bears? Welcome in.
Same to you, my friend.
Glad you are here.
Enjoy your Tyson Bagent experience for the next week. Went well last week.
Hopefully his dad shows up again.
Oh my God. If you guys haven't seen the video of his dad being interviewed by Tom Pelissero, go find it like immediately. That
he tried to arm wrestle him, right?
Yeah. He did arm wrestle him.
Yeah. And just straight up like toyed with him and insane.
He rips the mic away from the person and just takes, all of a sudden it's his show that we're watching. It's like the Tyler Bagent arm wrestling show.
And we're okay with it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
George's got a question for us. Start two. I'm guessing that's Kenneth Walker, James Cook, Darrell Henderson, or Roschon Johnson. So if you had to start two of those, Britt, which two would you want to start?
I think I'm going Kenneth Walker even against Cleveland just because of volume.
Yeah, he's a lock.
Yeah. And then I'm worried about Roschon. I know he's practiced this week, but he still hasn't technically cleared protocol. If he plays, I like him, especially with his work in the passing game and those short dump offs that Bagent puts down. If he doesn't play, that makes it really hard because Cook plays tonight. Go Roschon. I'm still going Roschon. I think he'll be cleared.
I think I'd go Kenneth and Cook here. And the reason I'm playing Cook this week is I just expect the Bills to just dominate that Tampa Bay team.
Oh, I hope you're wrong, but you're probably right.
Hey, you guys saw the stat going around this morning. Baker Mayfield 1-0 against Josh Allen. He's never lost to Josh Allen on a football field. Undefeated. So putting that on the line tonight.
There we go.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. All right, guys, we're going to go to the next puzzle.
Let's do it.
Guys, it's a spooky NFL team. So it's going to be an NFL team with a spooky little mashup in there. So I'll just leave it at that. Yep. So it's spooky NFL team. All right.
Whose turn is it?
It will be Simoon. It'll be your turn.
Okay.
Is a moon spooky?
I like the werewolves. They howl at it. Oh.
I'll take a
Spooky
question.
adjacent.
Mm-hmm. All right. The number 13, Simon. Gabriel Davis or Stephon Diggs? Who wears number 13?
I don't know. I really don't. Gabriel Davis.
You are absolutely correct, Simon. Way to go, my friend. You got a player's number right. I knew
Diggs
you could do it.
14, I think. 14?
Diggs is 14. Very good. Yeah. You don't get points for that, though.
Damn
but
it.
I'll give you a thumbs up.
I will take I'll take an N.
Oh, there are no ends.
No.
God, there's so many N's in places. All the places have an N in them.
Not this one.
Arizona, Atlanta.
Keep going.
That's the only two I had come up with so far, but they both had
so
N.
many places. The two that you thought of. Britt, I almost said brittle bones. Britt, we're coming to you. What?
I know.
Would you like
I know I'm
to
getting
solve,
old.
or?
I just hope my bones aren't brittle yet. No, I'm going to take a question, please.
All right. PPR fantasy points. Who has the most PPR fantasy points this season between Bijan Robinson and DJ Moore?
DJ Moore.
That is absolutely correct. I thought that one would be a little
Nice.
trickier. Very, very good. Britt, what letter would you like to guess?
I am going to go with an S
S.
because every team is
There it
plural.
Nice. That's actually
Very good logic.
That's really solid reasoning.
Yes, if I could give you more money, I would. Now you can buy a vowel, you can take another question, or you can solve.
No, I'll take another question, please.
All right, Britt, we're going to go to the number 13. Which one of these players wears the spooky number 13? Chris Olave or Michael Thomas?
Michael Thomas.
That's absolutely correct, Britt. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with an R.
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 There are 3 R's.
There we
You
go.
found a magic letter. That's going to allow you to buy some vowels, or you can take your third and final question, or you can solve.
I'll take my third and final question.
Okay. PPR fantasy points. Who has more between Devon Achane and Adam Thielen?
Adam Thielen.
You are absolutely correct. I
Okay.
think it's only because Achane's missed some games. But
Yeah.
Thielen is having a good season, I guess, there in Carolina.
Yeah.
What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with a T.
T for Tom.
No.
No T.
No.
Jack-o'-lantern, we're going to come to you.
Oh, no.
Would you like to solve, or would you like
I need a
get a
question.
question?
I need a question.
All right. We're going to go to the number 13 for you, and this is the last number 13 question, so you can all nice sigh of relief.
Oh, I love
Which
them.
one of these players wears the number 13? Jacoby Myers or Hunter Renfrow?
Renfro.
That's absolutely correct, JL.
I have that jersey, and I would have gotten that wrong. I own that jersey.
I had to hold that one back from you because I figured you might maybe get that one right, but I would have been wrong. JL, what letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with what's a letter that's in a lot of team names? Let's go with a
D.
Let's go with a C.
A C.
No, I said Z.
There are
Dale.
2 C's in this spooky NFL team name. JL, you get to buy some vowels or take another question.
I'll buy a vowel. I don't know what this is. I'll take a E.
E.
Oh, I figured it out, you stinky little man.
Me?
No,
did?
Joey.
Just
Yeah,
playing the
this
game.
is stinky.
It's good though. It's good.
It is good, you stink.
Yeah.
Can I buy an A?
You can buy an A. You
All
have
right,
the
let's
money
do
to do
that.
so. There are 1, 2, 3 A's. That's going to take $300 away. All right.
Oh.
Would you like to solve?
Can no, can I
Or
buy
drop a
another
question.
vowel?
You can.
Let's buy a what is that? Oh, a U.
A U. Okay.
You stink.
I would like to solve now.
Okay.
Dracula Chargers.
Very, very good. It's Dracu LA Chargers. Good job, JL.
I didn't know the LA
I-
thing until you just said that right now.
I never would have gotten that.
Jill, you thought it was just the spooky team name meant monster plus team name shoved together.
I was sitting there trying to think, how could he fit Los Angeles in there?
Werewolf Falcons, Mummy Titans.
And then that's exactly what I thought. I thought he just mashed 2 together.
Oh, Dracu LA Chargers.
Beelzebub Giants.
Beelzebub Giants. That's funny. Guys, we got a fantasy question in here. Donta Foreman or Rashad White tonight? And Shraggy needs to know because that game is this evening.
Oh,
White.
I feel like, Britt, this comes back to what you were saying earlier. We don't know if Roshan's playing or not.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that he's going to. I think I would go White just because that we know that volume is going to happen. But if Roshan ends up out, then that answer could switch, but we don't get that luxury, unfortunately.
I'm with you. On Thursday night, I'll plug Rashad White in because we don't know what's going on. And Foreman, I think it's big trouble if Roshan is playing for his fantasy value.
Mm-hmm.
Scott
There's
Fish down here said there's a video of Cole Kmet arm wrestling Tyson
won?
Bagent's dad. I bet Tyson Bagent, that dude's a world champion, or Tyler Bagent. Like, he's like a 7-time arm wrestling world champion. He's
Somebody
got
has
that
to
on
beat him.
lock.
We
Oh,
had
my
the
God.
chat coming in with some guesses. The Atlanta Falcons, I like that. The Scarizona Cardinals, that'd have been good. I like that.
That's so good.
That's
Nice.
awesome, Andrew.
This is
Great
my
one.
favorite. Buffalo Bills. Ah!
Honestly,
Houston Texans Pizza Massacre. I should have thought of that one.
All these are better than yours, Joey.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
LA Chargers.
No, that's
I thought it was good. And then the chat did get it. Dracu LA Chargers. Oh, there was a question up there. And I just knocked it down.
No, you're good. We got one more question from Alex in here. He says, do I trade DK Metcalf for Ayuk straight up? I'm assuming this is redraft. Britt, are you making this wide receiver swap or are you staying put with Mr. DK?
No, I think I'm staying put. It seems pretty lateral to me. And DK is the number one on the team, whereas when Debo comes back, it's a little up in the air.
Andrew in here said, Kellen Moore wants to suck the life out of the offense.
Yes, he does. As somebody who had to deal with him for years and years and years, I'm glad that he's not in Dallas anymore.
Boy, did I think it was going to be an upgrade there.
Bears in here asking, what is Dijon's dynasty value right now? Thanks, guys. If you traded him, what would you want to get for him? I don't think his dynasty value changes at all after this past week. He's still probably the number one running back, if not top 3 in terms of market value.
Absolutely. I agree.
Agreed.
He's probably still number one. Don't trade him for anything less than the top asset in fantasy football value, even if he's sitting at 2 or 3
Justin
right now.
Jefferson. Yeah, Breece Hall.
Those are the kinds of things that you trade a Bijan Robinson for.
I think that's my line, JL. You just said the name Breece Hall. That's where I would need to start thinking. Like, who do I like more risk for their career and stuff?
So we got
Tyreek reporters.
Yeah, it was looking iffy if Tyreek was going to play this week, but he's telling reporters that he will play. So I know we've been fooled by players given their own status before, but not by Tyreek. I just don't trust J.K. Dobbins anymore.
No, and it was so weird with Tua saying, well, we hope to get him back sometime in the future. And I was like, what does that mean? And then Jalen Waddle doubled down on that and said that that's above my pay grade when asked if he thought if Tyreek would play. Like, that whole situation was just messy. So I'm with you. I don't know if I trust it or not.
I feel like Mike McDaniel's been giving lessons on how to F with the media to everybody 100%. On the team. Like, he's just like, never give them a straight answer. Talk around the question, say something goofy, move on. And Waddle and Tua are sitting front row for those classes.
All right, guys, let's move on to our next category. This is rhyme time. This is a straight up rhyme time like we normally do. It is spooky. I didn't put spooky rhyme time, but it's spooky, but there's no puns. It's just a spooky rhyme time. Okay. A good example of this would be like watching Silence of the Lambs with C.D. Lamb, which is not this one, but that'd be really fun to watch that movie with them, I bet. But that's a rhyming thing.
Yeah, most movies, I think.
DVD Lamb.
Oh, that's good.
Like that.
That was a good
Ray Lamb.
That took me a second. It's my turn.
Jack-o'-lantern, you got that correct. So we're gonna go to Simon first. Simon.
I'm not being polite about turns right now because I got some work to do. I will take a question.
All right, Simon, we're gonna go to monster versus NFL player height. Your monster is the Bride of Frankenstein with hair, so with her hair, or Kyler Murray.
She's got like Marge Simpson hair, if I remember correctly. I'm going to say Bride of Frankenstein.
You would be absolutely correct. The Bride of Frankenstein is 6'2" with her hair.
Ooh, so that's
Kyler Murray is
within a foot for Kyler Murray.
I like your joke there, Simon.
Thanks.
All right, what letter would you like to guess?
I will take the L for look at me, I'm losing.
Really?
No.
It worked. It worked. We're all looking.
Wow. Okay. There are no L's, Simon.
Ask the L, got the L.
Prepare for
brittle
trouble.
bones. Brittle bones. What would you like a question? Or
I'll take a question.
All right. We are going to go back to PPR fantasy point leaders. I only had 3 monsters. This is the only heights I could find for monsters. Which player has more fantasy points this season? Marquise Brown or Travis Kelce?
Travis Kelce.
You would be 100% correct if you said Travis Kelce, which you did. So you get to guess a letter.
I'm going to go with an S.
An S for Sam.
For spooky. What?
This is not a spooky puzzle.
No.
It's
spooky because it's scary that you're getting all these letters wrong.
Interesting.
How you gonna have a spooky puzzle without the word skeleton or lizard in it? Is what I.
There's no S's in lizard.
There's an L.
Oh, John Lizard. That'd have been funny instead of John Lizard.
Oh,
I was
crap.
spooked by a lizard the other day.
You were what?
I was spooked by a lizard the other day.
Was it a big one?
No, it was
it your
really,
size?
really little. It was like this big. It just was on a brick I picked up, and all of a sudden there was a lizard in my face. Just making eye contact. Drop that brick. Lizard got away.
Were you gonna catch him?
I was gonna catch him. You tell me you see a lizard and you don't think I'm gonna get you, and then let him go. But for a minute, he'll be my lizard.
For a minute, yeah, it's true.
JL, we're on to you. You get to take a question, or you can solve, or that's all you can do. Those are your two options.
I'll take another question.
Which player has more PPR fantasy points this season, Jamar Chase or Chris Olave?
Chase.
You are absolutely correct, JL. What letter would you like to guess?
Give me the R.
There are 3 R's.
That's how it's
JL.
done, folks. That's how it's done.
Now,
just
would you like to buy a Val?
glasses.
Beautiful.
God,
Would you buy a Val or
Question.
Question. All right. PPR fantasy points. Who has more this season between Terry McLaurin and Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Oh no. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You are absolutely correct.
Yeehaw. N.
N for Nancy. There are 3 N's. JL knocking the 3s out of the park in this one. It's going to give you $3,000. You have the option to buy a Val, solve, or you can take your third and final question.
Take another question.
All right. Back to PPR fantasy points. Who has more PPR fantasy points between Brandon Ayuk and Devontae Adams?
Got it.
Adams.
JL, you are absolutely correct.
Let's go. I thought you'd pick Ayuk. I thought I was wrong. Fully confident. I'll take a. Give me the D.
3 Ds. Look at that. That's going to bring you $4,500. You will get to bank all this money, but you will have an option to solve. It's also going to put you in the league. I'll give you 5 seconds.
I can't do it. It's too many white spots.
Simon.
But I can, and I'm going
think
to
you
because
can
I'm
solve
not
it?
going to win, but I can absolutely solve this.
Okay.
Going on a haunted hayride with Trey McBride.
Simon. Well done, my friend. That's going to give you $1,000.
And put me less and last.
I think that's like the third Trey McBride rhyme time we've had.
It's a good name for rhymes.
Man.
It is.
Okay. All right. So Zach Ertz is out, and Trey McBride's going to be taken over there in Arizona at tight end for the next couple of weeks. How do we feel about Trey McBride? We've not seen a whole lot of him this season, but his targets have been going up a little bit every week. Britt, any love for Trey McBride?
Oh, yeah. He was in my waiver wire article this week, especially with Kyler Murray coming back. If not this week, then next week or the week after. I mean, quarterback upgrade always helps you. Plus that target share. We were a little bit worried about his snaps, but now that Ertz isn't there, like it's wheels up.
Yeah, I tend to agree, especially in the gross tight end landscape. Take your shot, pick him up now before he starts getting the targets and see if he turns into that guy. It's not often we get as big of a positive change in an offense as a franchise quarterback coming back midseason with Kyler Murray. So I'm willing to take shots on multiple Arizona pieces right now on the waiver wire, Trey McBride included.
Guys, we had a no-letter solve going on.
No way.
What?
Dustin, way to go.
Nerd.
Insane.
But Dustin's saying, even though I'm smart, let's come up with some better ones. Hanging from the ceiling next to Adam Thielen.
Oh, I like that one.
That's a little scary. Ripping someone's ribs with Jamar Gibbs. That's gross.
Very spooky.
Giving someone the spook with Brandon Ayuk.
Some of these are just violent.
Yeah. Dustin, I think you need to talk to somebody. Let's see.
Also, I see Andrew saying Arizona hasn't used a tight end with any real value since before Larry Fitzgerald was drafted 20 years ago. Except Zach Ertz getting 10-plus targets earlier this season before he went down. Like, the immediate, with a new head coach, show is that they're willing to use that tight end.
Jeremy Sprinkle had a A day in the sun.
Mr.
Oh,
Sprinkle.
sticky finger sprinkle.
Yeah.
Sticky finger sprinkles. I like that one better.
Well, no, that's what we called him here because he got in trouble from stealing from Belk when he went to the Belk Bowl.
Yo, but if you're gonna steal, do it from Belk. That's an FYF
yeah.
life tip.
What do they have at Belk? Is that
Clothes
like clothes
and stuffed animals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like
For
as
some reason I was
on
picturing
TV
like
dad
meat market.
gifts.
I don't know
Belk's
why.
a department store?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I kind of
Yeah,
forgot about
100%.
that for a second.
Carter in here wants to know: would you trade Jacobs for Kyron Williams and Tajay Spears? 6-1, full PPR, 10 man. I'm not doing that either, JL.
No. Keep Jacobs.
Hold on to your Jacobs.
Especially in a 10 man. You can get so much more value than Kyron Williams and Tajay Spears.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shraggy, the spookiest part of the show is JL looks like Brock Purdy have the weapons do everything for him.
Dang.
I mean, it's really cool. I don't know.
Ouch. I didn't even show you guys my bottoms. I'm a shoebie.
Oh,
Oh,
heck yeah.
Wow.
Flamingos.
That.
It's that all pink look.
Total shoebie.
What up,
We have
Shuby?
time for one more puzzle. I'll put
We
a
got time
short
for
one
one
up
more.
here. Yeah. This is spooky NFL side gigs. So this is a job for a player that's mashed up with their name, but it's a spooky job. All right. So this is a spooky NFL side gig. We all got to make some money in the offseason, I guess. All right. So Simon, you solved that one. So we are going to go to Brittle Bones. Would you like a question or do you think you can solve?
Yeah, I'll take a question.
All right. Pete, let's jump over to week 8 favorites. I'll give you 2 teams. You tell me which one's favored to win this week. Tonight, Tampa Bay at Buffalo.
Buffalo.
They are favored to win. And hopefully they do not complete that. If they lose tonight. Sign the Bucks again. All right, Britt, what letter would you like to guess?
Let's do an N.
There is one, and that's going to give you 500. Oh, sorry about that. It's going to give you $500. Got to add that to the thing and then push it one time. Beautiful.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll just take another question.
All right. Week 8 favorites. Los Angeles Rams at the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
They are favored. Not by a whole lot, though. All right. Britt, next letter guess. Would you like to guess?
Don't you scoop this lead, Britt.
Go with the S again.
Ooh, there are 3 S's.
Getting close, JL.
$2,000.
Okay.
I just wanted a nice, easy end of the game where I could coast and not worry.
That's your second question. So you can choose to buy a vowel or you can buy letters or you have to take a question. If you solve, that would put $2,000 towards your bank, but it wouldn't give you enough to win.
Let's buy a vowel. Let's do an E.
There are 2 E's. That's going to take $200 away.
Okay. I'll do another question.
All right. This will be your third and final question. If you get this right, you will get to bank your money. All right. Who is favored to win this week in the game between the Atlanta Falcons at the Tennessee Titans?
It's the Falcons.
It is the Falcons. That was a very surprising line for me.
Yep.
Because they are not at home.
Let's do an R.
R.
It's going to take the lead if there's an R up there.
Just one.
By 100.
Now, you do have 5 seconds to solve. You will bank this money.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Right, Jack-o'-lantern, we're coming to you, JL.
Oh man, I'm gonna just fall right off the diving board here. Let's take another question.
All right. Week 8 favorites. New York Jets at the New York Giants. Who's favored to win that game?
Jets.
The Jets are favored to win. This kind of stinks. They are kind of at home still. But.
True. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll go with a T.
T as in Tom. That's going to give you $500, JL. You have the option to buy some vowels if you'd like.
Yeah, I would like to buy an A.
A.
Please be an A. Please be an A.
There is.
I'll take another question.
All right, another question. Who's favored to win in the matchup between Jacksonville at Pittsburgh?
Jacksonville.
JL, you are absolutely correct. What letter would you like to guess?
I would like to guess a G.
That's
Oh,
1, 2, 3 G's.
And I would like to solve it. Stephon Diggs Graves.
Stephon Diggs Graves. Yes, he does. JL, that's going to bank $1,900 for you. It's going to give you $9,600. But more importantly, it's going to give you the big old W today in Spooky Wheel of Fortune, or Spooky Fantasy Fortune.
John Luke stealing the win at the last second. We had a close game that came down to the last puzzle. Britt, thank you so much for taking the time to come and play some games with us and for playing along with our costumes.
thank you guys for having me. Maybe someday I'll get a win.
Next time.
You absolutely will.
We're purposefully rigging the game so that you keep coming back, is what we got going on. Guys, that is going to be it for us today. But if you've got fantasy questions, we'll be live in 5 minutes doing nothing but answering those for you right here on this same channel. So you can just stay put, and it should roll right into that here ever so shortly. If you're not already following our guest, Britt, go and fix that right now. You can find her on Twitter at Britt_Flinn. Truly one of the best follows in this industry. So you're going to make sure you check out her Twitter and then all of the awesome work that she's doing to help you win your leagues. Until 5 minutes from now, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Get prepped for Bills and Bucks and go study player numbers. Until 5 minutes from now, adios, everyone.
Bills and Ducks.
I've been spraying everything around this house.